Silica. Silica is everywhere on construction sites and is harmful to your health to breathe, especially when breathed in high amounts over time. Breathable silica dust is produced on construction sites when drilling, coring, sawing, grinding, sandblasting, mixing concrete, mortar, grout, milling, crushing, jackhammering, chipping, rock breaking, and sweeping materials that contain silica as concrete, asphalt, and rock. When these activities occur on the job, OSHA Table 1 shall be followed unless your company has more stringent requirements. This means finding the task in the table, applying the required engineering controls, which may be a HEPA vacuum or water spray system, and then utilizing respiratory protection depending upon whether the task is less than or more than 4 hours and indoors or outdoors. Special care will be required when working indoors and other trades are working nearby you. Remember that on this job, dry sweeping is not allowed. Use vacuums or special sweeping compound. Concrete. All protruding reinforcing steel, form stakes, or objects that present an impalement hazard shall be guarded. Do not stand beneath concrete buckets being hoisted or lowered. Trade partners working in concrete shall wear rubber or impermeable boots and tops shall be secured to prevent concrete from falling in. Trade partners running vibrators or pump hoses shall wear face shields. Remove saturated clothing and wash with vinegar if concrete gets onto the skin. Eye wash and hand wash shall be readily close by work areas and any burns shall be reported to KP. Formwork will be designed and installed so as to account for vertical and lateral loads and may only be removed with competent supervision. Masonry walls under construction shall have limited access zone to keep people out in case of wall collapse. Additional bracing may be required for walls 8 feet or larger. Housekeeping and material storage. Clean jobs are safe jobs. Housekeeping is not someone else's job, it's everyone's job. Clean up throughout your shift daily. Placing and cleaning trash receptacles will be the responsibility of each contractor. Contractors may be back charged for cleanup if housing is not maintained. No eating in work areas to prevent attracting rodents. Maintain clear access to and from work areas including walkways, ramps, doorways, stairs, scaffolds, and ladders. Walking working surfaces are critical in ensuring slips, trips, and fall-free work areas. Storage areas shall be maintained with clear walking paths and cleaned up. Materials will be stored on pallets, cribbing, or dunnage so they are stable and not subject to tipping. Be mindful to not overstacking materials where they may become unstable. Stored materials should be stored in such a way that high winds will not displace them. Materials that can roll shall be secured in such a way to prevent rolling. Fire protection. Use metal safety cans for gasoline and diesel. Flammable lockers will be required to store flammables including metal safety cans, aerosols, etc. No more than 25 gallons can be stored in a single cabinet and no more than 3 cabinets in a connex. Fuel dispensing areas, fuel storage, or other areas with a potential for fire shall have no smoking signs posted conspicuously. Inspected fire extinguishers rated for the type and size of the fire will be required in and around work areas and when hot work is completed. Safety data sheets will be consulted for fire danger when new products are stored and used. MSD has a hot work permit process that must be signed off by KP daily prior to hot work commencing. Welding and cutting. Welding and cutting operations present hazards that include harmful fumes, eye injuries from bright lights, burns, and fire hazards, to name a few. Prior to any grinding or cutting operation, determine the contents of the metals and their coatings. Some metals, as well as coatings, contain ingredients or possess properties which are unhealthy to breathe when heat is applied or when made airborne, and special regulations and work practices are required. Examples include lead, galvanizing zinc, or stainless metals. Respiratory protection, exclusion zones, and/or ventilation for other trades in the area may be required to protect those welding or cutting and others in the area. Protect adjacent trades from flash with welding shields. Make sure cutting torches are equipped with flash arresters. Store fuel and oxygen bottles securely, upright, and secured, and separated by either 20 feet or a 5-foot firewall. Ensure you're equipped with flame-resistant or leather long-sleeve clothing when performing welding or cutting. Scaffolding. Scaffolds and stair towers will be used on this site. Do not access a scaffold without verifying it has an inspection tag and has been inspected by a competent person for the day. We will utilize a tagging system of green tags, ready for use without special requirements, yellow, limitations such as fall protection, incomplete guardrails, or loading limitations, and red, do not access. Modifications to scaffold require approval from a competent person. Do not modify without approval. Scaffolds will be installed with toe boards, and if materials pile up over the toe boards, netting may be required at KP direction or when materials come over the top of the toe boards. Be careful not to overload a scaffold, which can lead to collapse. Utility scaffolds, also known as Baker or Perry scaffolds, shall be set up per manufacturer requirements with all railings, pins, braces, and casters. If set up on stairs, base plates are required. All casters shall be locked when mounting. Outriggers will be installed anytime sections are stacked. Do not erect a tower more than 3 sections high.